that's training done for the season.
What do we work on at this time of year? If you're a young racer, don't be scared to have days off. Yeah, so at a race they use a lot more. They probably use 100 kilos probably at least. Sunglasses for fat heads. Yo guys, good morning. It is the last day training of the season, which is a bit mental. I felt like we just got started. Clocks have gone forward, backwards, I don't know. We lost an hour of sleep is all I know. I was like, well, I'm so tired. I just had a couple of days off. So I was like, why am I so tired? And then I went into the car, and the car said 7:30, and our phones were saying 8:30, and I was like, oh, that's why I've got an hour less sleep. Sunbathing on the gates. I always sit down on the gates. It's probably a bit lazy of me. Well, actually it's not, because I had a coach who he said, I don't think this is actually his, I think it was like Bradley Wiggins or something, said if you can sit down, if you're standing up doing nothing, sit down, and if you're sitting down, lie down, I don't know. Something about if you can sit down, if you can lie down, lie down. Basically, when you're not doing something, rest, chill out, so we're being energy efficient. Alright, we're going to do a warm up and then a little inspect, and we start salting and wait for that to freeze over. It'll be nice and icy, like we like it. As you can see, it's getting pretty soft already, especially with the sun on it. So we're going to go salt. So the reason why we salt is we've had this last video, it melts the snow and then it refreezes it on a nice hard layer. The course looks pretty nice actually, it looks very nice. It looks like a perfect, it's not, the other day when we salted, you weren't here, but we salted and it was already so soft that it froze in like a bit of a weird juddery bobsleigh track. So it should be perfect today, and yeah, go salt, feed the chickens. Now we have to wait like 10-15 minutes for it to get nice and hard for the magic to take place. Hey there, yo.
The first time you go you make sure you're on the ski and you don't use it as much as you could, and then second, third run, then you start to use the ski a bit more. See if you can just switch straight into that straight away. Three out and then slip it, just to try and keep it from getting too holy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just so if we keep it maintained before we push through too much, it might be good.
Not the best, but yeah, okay, not great though.
Like we say, there's no point changing anything now. Push the turns a little bit on the steep, don't be content just to get on a clean ski. We can do a bit more to it than that.
Couple runs in, the second one was much more better, that's not good English is it? Much better than the first. What do we work on at this time of year? So this is the last session, we're trying to be on it straight away, so obviously we would like to be the best on the first run, but we're not trying to change our skiing too much here. We're just trying to dial into the things that we know we can do, but we don't always do, and we're trying to just make sure that's going well. Is the name of the game at this time of the season. Because yeah, if we try to change something, then sometimes it takes getting used to, and there's no point in trying to change something when you've got basically just races left. My boots are sore today. When it gets warmer, your feet get more swollen. They're just like bigger, so then they hurt more in the race boots. So they're a bit painful today. I've just had 2 days off, had the weekend off to try and just keep the energy high. I think, yeah, you want to keep the energy high. It's so important to be fresh going into a race, going into, especially the end of the season, you want to stay really fresh. So I was pretty tired. I was pretty like just drained, not even like physically, but just mentally with it. Like I just was like, felt like I was just grinding. So I was like, okay, I'll take a few days off, come back at it with a fresh attitude, fresh mindset, body's nice and fresh. So that's what we've done today. It's always good. If you're a young racer, don't be scared to have days off. Obviously, got to work hard. Obviously, got to work very, very hard. But also, sometimes the hardest thing to do is chill out.
Much better second run, you okay, for sure, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
It's quite odd when you slip like an icy course, because like very close to the gate is really firm, and then as soon as your ski like slips the outside, it's like slushy and mental.
I thought when I was like skiing, I was like, oh, the salt hasn't worked so well today, it's still pretty soft. And then I saw someone skiing the GS next door, and it has definitely worked compared to that. It looks very, 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 very soft over there. So this is literally just table salt. We're just using, there's no special, it is actually just table salt. It comes in 25 kilo bags, so it's 25 kilos per slalom that we use. You can use more, people do use more, but 25 does the trick normally. But I'd say it's a 3/4 length slalom. If you ever need to salt a course. French origin, it's quality, look at that. Origins in France. I think we've actually had that before.
We have had that salt in them, just for cooking.
Yeah, so at a race they use a lot more. They probably use, I reckon, at least 3 bags, but yeah, like 4 or 5 bags. 100 kilos probably at least.
Look, there's the lift, back in the day. You're probably thinking, why have I got a singular David pole? That's because he's in front of me and he dropped it on the lift, which actually happens quite a lot. Not just with David, I mean just generally. People drop their poles on bike lifts, and a lot of the time people just grab them and leave them at the top of it. Maybe we should, we won't mess around with it. I was going to hide it in a bush or something, but... You want the pole?
Yes please, thank you. It's, no matter how good I can't speak. No matter how good you get at slalom skiing, you still drop your poles. Alright, this might be the last one. We'll do this one, maybe one more. Really low volume and high intensity.
What's the verdict?
I gotta do another. Feel good with the energy. We've got a fair bit, so one more.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so why did I come out that last run? There's a bit of a side rut, so obviously as you ski it more, even if it's salted, it starts to get thingy. So I was cutting across the rut, and I got a bit caught back seats, and I just chucked my body in to try and get through to the next turn, which obviously isn't the ideal thing to do, but I did. So then I fell inside and out. I think that would have been alright if it wasn't for the bumps, but the bumps were there, so we've got to learn to ski with them, don't we?
That's training done for the season.
Just races now. I'm trying to see my goggle tan and else's goggles. People used to just love it in some aspects where they try and get a goggle tan, and some people would try and hide it. They put the buff up to here in the afternoon, so then they'd tan the top half of their face. I think one guy did that, not many people did that, to be honest. Gates stay in, it's just friction really. You just shove them in, and then because it's a brush and the brushes are pointing up, it's hard to get out. There used to be massive screws, and you used to have like a little like thing that you turn, like it's called a key. You turn, and the benders are way heavier, but this new invention. Back in my day, those massive screws. I bet most racers now don't even know that it was screws, because I'm so old, like a dinosaur. Physics, and that in it, rough. Pack up the van and carry Elsa's bag for her because she's too busy to get me.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I'm going to have some eggs for lunch when I get down. I think eggs and potatoes maybe. I think more of the bread's stale, so I'll get some potatoes. Eggs and potatoes for me. What do you having else? You having yesterday's dinner?
Yes.
She's having leftovers and I'm having eggs and potatoes. What's better? What would you rather have?
Pasta.
Pasta or potatoes? My sunglasses have started to melt because I left them in the front of the car. It's crazy, isn't it? That's not when they have a look, feel it. You see it? It's like the wrap on it to give it the colour.
Oh right.
It's like melted off. I need to get special sunglasses. I've got such a wide head. I used to have specs. I used to have normal glasses to get from like Decathlon or whatever, like cheaper, and they go out like that. You know when like people wear like kids sunglasses to make it look funny. That was me with normal sunglasses. So these are special sunglasses for big old heads. It's called. What's it called? It's called. I literally googled sunglasses for fat heads, and that's what came up. There's a niche in the market there. If there wasn't, but there was people making them. But if there wasn't people making them, because my little brother's got even fatter head than me. I can't say that. Sorry, Joe. But me and Joe could go into business together, making fat head sunglasses. So the niche has been filled. Thankfully, we don't have to do that. You guys know the drill. We're going to clean off the skis, rub-a-dub-dub. With the salt, we're going to make sure they get nice and clean, get all the salt off, because it's not good for them. The salt corrodes. Look at that goodness. The old potatoes in the air fry. The air fry's been a saviour this year. Eggs and potatoes. The eggs. Someone's going to not like those eggs. They're very lots of eggs, but they're not very well cooked. We're not fussy here. So the reason we've got the air fryer is because we've not got an oven. We've got like a little combi oven which is underneath. We've tried to use it once. We tried to cook some duck legs in it actually because the duck was on sale, and it was it was more of a microwave, so it wasn't very good. So yeah, we got the air fryer, and it's been a saviour. We do everything in the air fryer. Air fry everything. Air fried banana bread. Air fry. What's the weirdest thing we've air fried?
Cookies.
We made, well, they didn't really work, but we tried cookies. I tried pancakes as well, didn't work. There's like one of those TikTok videos where it's like layers of, and then you put it in and then it's bing, and there's like a full stack of pancakes. Didn't work. Did not work. I have done more than just eat all day. I went to the shops to get some food, packed my bags, because we're off on another trip. But we just had some fajitas in the air fryer again, because fajitas in the air fryer, that is an unthingied, my hair's all crazy, unknown good one. It's a good one. Makes it all like char grilled, obviously not char grilled, but grilled. So where we're going next, we're going to Ghanaian National Champs, which is actually held in Austria. It's pretty cool going to the Ghana National Champs, and then straight after that we're going to the British, and I've got a couple of days off there because there's a new rule that you can, British racers, this is a GB rule, so British racers can only race at the British during the British. We can't go and do other races while the British Champs is on. So I'm only doing the slalom because I'm trying to focus in on the slalom a bit more at the end of the season, because the GS needs some more fundamental work. So at this point we're just going to go with the slalom. I don't mind that rule actually, to be honest, because yeah, it's the British Champs. A lot of nations do it. A lot of the nations do it for just their league races that they do week in, week out. So I'm not actually that bothered by not being able to do other races. The only thing I am bothered by is how much it costs. It is, they choose, so they elect. In every other race, the FIS don't allow you. In British, they choose to charge their own athletes more, which is just bonkers to me. It's like they choose to enter £60 per early bird price. So that's a discounted price of £60 plus a lift pass. Apparently, this is what the rumours are going. It is £60. Apparently, you have to pay extra for a lift pass, which is just nuts. It's crazy business. And like any other national champs you go to, it's free. So don't know why, to be honest, but part of being a British ski racer. Anyway, that's us done for the day. Bags packed, off early in the morning. And we go to Austria yet again. See you next time.